All right, we're going to start our read aloud third grade angels for today, this Thursday. Let's see, we are on chapter 9, looks like. Okay. And it says spies. Does it count if the teacher doesn't see it? My mother was in the backyard. She was cutting stuff from her herb garden. Her head came up. Say again? If Mrs. Sims doesn't see me being good, how am I supposed to get credit for my halo? She snipped a couple stems and stood up. She turned around. I laughed. She was wearing the supersized movie star sunglasses I gave her as a joke for her birthday. So let's see again. In other words, she said, you want to know if it's okay to be bad when you're not at school. Another word trick. I was thinking it over when Zipper Nose came screeching, Mommy, Mommy, let me wear them. She was jumping up and grabbing for the glasses. I smacked her hand away. No! She punched me. Her punches don't hurt. You shut up. They're Mommy's glasses. I gave them to her, I said. Which makes them mine, said my mother. She took them off and handed them to Zippernose. 1 minute, and then give them back. Zippernose went dancing across the yard. I heard a chuckle. My mother was grinning down at me. So, she said, what you really want to know is if you have to be nice to your sister, right? My mother is unbelievable. She not only knows the answers, she knows the questions. Well, I said, sorta. She nodded. The grin was gone. A serious answer was coming. Okay, here's what I think. You like Mrs. Sims, right? Yes, I said. You like her because she's nice, right? Yes, I said. You like her because, and nice people usually have a lot of friends, wouldn't you say? I guess so. So, she sniffed her handful of herbs. Mrs. Sims, nice Mrs. Sims, probably has a lot of friends. You with me? It's funny. My dad is the lawyer, but my mom often sounds like one. Yeah, I said. So here's what I think. She jabbed the herbs at me. I think it's not just Mrs. Sims keeping an eye on you. I think it's her network of friends, too. They're probably all over the place. If they see one of her students acting up, they report back to her. You mean like spies? I said. She nodded. Sort of. She brushed the herbs across my nose. I smelled mint. If you ask my advice, I'd say you better not take a chance. You better be nice to everybody all the time. And that, she poked the herbs at the dancing Zipper Nose. Sad to say, old Sudsy, includes your dear little sister. She called. Amy, time's up. Zippernose squealed. 1 more minute. Mom held out her hand. Now, she said in her don't mess with me voice. Zippernose groaned and slugged over and gave up the glasses. She gave me her best I hate you face and said poop and punched me like it was all my fault. Usually I would hit her back. Instead, I looked at the neighbors' backyards, at the neighbors' windows. I wondered if a spy was lurking behind a shade. I let Zippernose go grumping off unhit. And then my mom was squeezing me and saying, my little angel. Chapter 10, Angel at Home. It's harder to be an angel at home than at school. I mean, it's not like I'm really bad at home. I don't throw the remote. I don't make fires in the living room. I don't say bad words. I'm just a normal kid. I do normal bad things. Sometimes I whine if I don't get my way, or I leave my underwear on the floor, or forget to cap the toothpaste or turn out the lights, or stick a banana peel under Zippernose's pillow. But you should see me now. I sit up straight at the dinner table. I don't pick at my food. And when I answer the phone, I say, Morton residence, may I help you? Every piece of dirty clothes goes into the hamper. If I need the salt, I say, salt, please. When somebody passes it, I say, thank you. I don't have to worry about thanking my sister because she would never pass me anything, but I don't call her Zipper Nose anymore, except in my head. I don't call her Amy either. I don't call her anything. Now that I think about it, the only really hard thing about being an angel at home is being nice to my sister. And even that seemed pretty easy until my mother had a little talk with me a week ago. So, she said, how's the halo hunt going? Okay, I said. How many more days till the crowning of the first perfect angel? She knew I was counting. 18, I said. She whistled. 18 more days, no lights on in empty rooms, no clothes on the floor. This is a new experience for me, a perfect person right here. She pointed straight down. In my house. Thanks, I said. Or maybe I should say almost perfect. Huh? I said. Well, there is one little area where, well, you're not exactly bad, but you're not exactly good either. You're just kind of nothing. I am? Yes. With your sister. I thought we agreed you're going to be nice to her. I couldn't believe she was saying this. Mom, I am nice to her. I didn't hit her for a whole week. I don't make fun of her. I don't slam the door on her face. Mom, I don't even call her Zipper Nose anymore. She nodded. True. You don't do anything. And that's, she poked me, the point. Joint. You ignore her. Like Judy Billings ignores you. It's as if she doesn't exist. That's not being nice to her. Being nice means doing something, not doing nothing. She held out her fist. Dig it? I nodded. Dig it. We fist bumped. So for the past week, I've been doing one nice thing for my sister each day. Like yesterday at breakfast, after I used the pancake syrup, instead of keeping it on my side of the table, I pushed it back to the middle where she could reach it. And today, when I saw her plumpy donkey on the hallway floor, usually I would step on it, but not this time. This time I just kicked it back into her room. So far, it's not so bad, because every time I do something nice, I think, maybe one of Mrs. Sims' spies saw that. I keep sneaking looks at the windows, but so far I haven't caught anybody peeking in. I can almost feel them spying, taking notes, maybe even pictures, reporting back to Mrs. Sims. I have to really be on my toes. I have to make up for all that blurting. I can't lose focus. Good, good, good. Nice, nice, nice. Perfect in every way. 11 days till October 1st. 11 days till first halo. Today's October 1st. Look at that. Chapter 11, The Race. I feel myself getting perfecter and perfecter. Every night I go to bed thinking I can't get any better, and the next day I find out I can. Like one morning after I pushed through the door at school, I noticed that Constantina Pappas was behind me. Until then, the only girl I had ever held the door for was Judy Billings. Now, whenever there's a girl behind me, no matter who it is, I hold the door for her. Okay. I pick up litter. At first, I picked up stuff I stepped on in the playground. I put it in my pocket and dumped it in the trash can in school. Then I started walking halfway across the playground to pick up candy wrappers. A couple times I caught Mrs. Sims looking my way. Now I pick up stuff from our sidewalk and gutter at home and even at the mall, and every time I do it, I picture one of Mrs. Sims' spies making another check mark after my name. Morton. Check, 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 check. In school, I got all my 2s and 3s times tables right, and when Mrs. Sims wrote 100,841 on the board, I was the only one with the right answer. 100,841. And during cursive practice one day, Mrs. Sims whispered to me, "You write better than I do." But even with all this good stuff going on, I couldn't relax because I didn't know how I was going to be. I didn't know how I was doing compared to everybody else. There were 23 other kids in my class. I figured every one of them wanted that first halo. Well, except Joey Peterson. Maybe others got all their times tables right too. Maybe I wasn't the only one, Mrs. Sims whispered to. Maybe if I picked up 5 pieces of litter one day, somebody else picked up 6. It was like I was in a race, but I couldn't see any of the other runners. And then all of a sudden I could see them because of something that happened on the playground. Back to bad. Usually I only read 3, but let's read 4 today. Raymond Venati spit. It happened after lunch. At the swings, Raymond walked over to an empty swing, coughed up a big lunger in his mouth, and dumped it right there on the middle of the swing seat. Wow, I thought, that's some litter I'm not picking up. I looked across the way. Mrs. Sims was staring and glaring. She saw the whole thing. I said to Raymond, "Why'd you do it?" He shrugged. "I don't know." "Mrs. Sims saw you," I told him. He shrugged some more. "So?" I was shocked. "So? What about the halo? Don't you care?" He shook his head. "Nah, I'm tired of being good." 3 things happened after that. First, a second-grade girl sat on the swing. After a minute, she stood up. Her hand felt her butt, and she screamed. Number 2, Mrs. Sims had a private talk with Raymond Venati in the hallway. Number 3, I suddenly started seeing other stuff. Everywhere I looked, kids were being bad and messy and rude. When Mrs. Sims had her back turned, Wilson Banner burped out loud, on purpose. Dawn Olachek pulled a booger from her nose and stuck it under her seat. Oof, 4 kids had untied shoelaces. Even Judy Billings. She dropped a gum wrapper on the ground. I told my mother all of this after school. "Sounds like you got a bunch of regular hoodlums in there," she said. What's it all mean, Mom?" I asked her. "Don't they even care about the halo anymore?" She tugged my earlobe. "What it means, Sudzer, is they're just being normal 3rd graders. Maybe it means that you," she tugged both ears, "are the only one trying to be a perfect angel." I think she was telling me I didn't have to worry anymore about winning the race because everybody else dropped out. I was the only one left. Yes, I thought, the halo is mine. But my mother was wrong. That's the end for today. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Hope you're enjoying the reading. I'll see you over in math right now.